What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So this is going to be a little different than what I normally do. Normally doing gun reviews, basic videos of my opinions, debunking anti-gunners, debunking gun myths. Y'all know what I'm normally doing. But, I had this idea and I was like, you know what? I think this could be pretty useful. So, y'all read the title. Y'all saw the thumbnail. My current home defense setup. So in this video, what I'll be doing is I'll be showing y'all the guns that I personally use for home defense and whether I think they're of good use for y'all, whether they're just a good use overall, which, by the way, I can answer that question, yes, or else I wouldn't use them. But I'm going to go into the pros and cons of it, and we're going to get right into it. So for starters, Glock 23 Gen 3. As you can see, we're clear. 22 round mag. I'm going to get a +1 extension on there. So I'll be 23 +1 if I have one in the chamber on it. I got an Olight. I was about to say it's a Balder Mini. Yeah, I got an Olight Balder Mini. Nothing special on there. You know what I mean? Just standard light. Decently bright though. You know what I mean? But Glock, extremely reliable. There is no doubt about it. Now, Glock 23, if you guys don't know anything about Glock or if you're not familiar with the model, go ahead and check out the review I did. It is the exact same thing as the Glock 19, except it is chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson instead of 9mm. All right, so that does take away from some of the capacity, as you guys can tell with these 22-round mags, whereas I could have 33-round mags, you know what I mean, with 9mm. It is a great gun. 40 is a great caliber. It is I won't say more than capable caliber because it is still a handgun caliber. Let's make that clear. There aren't too many handgun calibers that really have a shit ton of stopping power. But 40 definitely does a good job. It outperforms 9mm, outperforms 45 ballistically speaking. Does that mean it's 100% better than both of those? That's up for you to decide. However, what I can tell you is that with it, you do get a higher capacity than 45, but a little bit better ballistics than 9mm. That's all it is. You do get less of a capacity, which I'm not as big of a fan of as you guys. If you guys know me, you know I'm a capacity guy. So that's as far as handgun goes, you know what I mean? Glock 23 Gen 3. Actually, you know what? There's one other thing I have on here, extended slide stop lever right there, but that has nothing to do with the gun's functionality, really. Next, we're going to move on to my rifle. We are clear. So, this whole build is from PSA. This is a stealth lower with a M-LOK Freedom upper. And I think in total, I spent on this, I got a Radiant Raptor charging handle on here, although I did not buy that. That was actually a gift from my fiance. So shout out to you, babe. You know who you are. You're wonderful. As I was saying, though, I think it cost me maybe 500, maybe 6 at most, somewhere around that ballpark, that field. Pretty good so far. I haven't gotten to do a review on this yet, although I do plan on it. I've actually owned this gun for like a year and still haven't done a review on it yet, surprisingly. But I can say that it has not malfunctioned on me once. I know PSA is not, known for being the best brand in the world. However, they do obviously make some great products. I'm running near 500 rounds right now. However, I do plan on putting some more rounds through tomorrow. So, I'm going to give y'all a more definitive answer around that time frame. Chambered in 5.56, more than capable round. You get a 30 round. Well, you don't get it with the gun, actually. This is a mag I bought. But you get standard capacity for an AR-15, 30 rounds. See here, very easy to use. Most people who, know how to use any form of firearm can figure out how to use an AR-15. Let me see here. The type of ammo I use. Actually, I never went over the type of ammo I run through the Glock 23. Let me go ahead and run that real quick. Got Hornady Critical Defenses in here. Great defensive ammo. That's for all 22 rounds. With my handgun mags, I really don't like to mix up ammo because I don't see a point in it, really. Now, here's where I decided to get a little fun with it. My AR mag, half of it is green tip. The other half, standard FMJ. So what does this necessarily do? Does this necessarily make it better for home defense? No, not really. Does it make it worse? No, not really. The truth of the matter is that I actually I got these green tips. I didn't even buy them. I had some spare FMJs, and someone who I used to be cool with was like, "Oh, I accidentally just bought some green tips instead of some FMJs. I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "We can trade. I don't really care." He was like, "All right, bet." And then we traded. You know what I mean? So green tips aren't something I necessarily go out of my way to buy. Really, if they're running for a cheaper price than your standard FMJ, sure, why not? But I like how Brandon Herrera said it. The green tip adds extra spice. I have it running as every other round. I don't know if you can see past the first two, but if you can, yeah, there we are. You can see, got more down there. So, necessarily is that really something you need? No, not at all. However, it is something I personally do. Let me see. Hold on. Low battery. I got to make this video quick soon. My phone's going to die, y'all. So, let me go ahead and keep going. Let me see here. As I said before, AR-15, very easy to use, very common. And while PSA may not be known as the best company out there, it's definitely been a pretty great rifle for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this up. We'll have a full review out on this very soon, actually. But till then, let's go ahead and move on. There we are. Don't want it to fall. All right. So next, shotgun. Yep. All right. So shotgun. I got the Mossberg Maverick 88. That's what I use. We have a 7+1 capacity here of 12 gauge. Now, 12 gauge is definitely a more than capable round. There's no arguing that. There's no, oh, well, what if this? 12 gauge is definitely a more than capable round. All right. Now, I will say there are varying types of ammo, so that may be a factor there. However, if you get normal defensive 12 gauge ammo, it will do the job. It will do more than the job. Now, what ammo am I running through this? As I said, it's a 7+1 capacity here. With my long guns, I really don't keep the +1 in the chambers. I don't see a point in it, especially with shotguns, considering while there is a manual safety on it, I do not. I don't 100% trust that. You know what I mean? It's an older form of technology. I'd rather not take that risk, really. So what kind of ammo am I running through this for my home defense situation? Running some, excuse me, some Remington 2 3/4 buckshot right here. Let's see here, we got 12 pellets. Yeah, it says 12 pellets in here. 2 3/4. Yeah. Now, have I tested this ammo out in particular? I don't believe so. However, I did my research on it. Great ammo. Always do research on the ammo you're getting and whether or not it will work with your gun. The great thing about a pump action shotgun is that you make the ammo work with your gun by pumping it. So that's very useful. All right. Saw some ballistic gel testing on it. Also did very well. I mean, it's buckshot. It better do well. You know what I mean? So, and here's something else that I haven't mentioned yet. I've only mentioned it for one of the guns, but not the rest. Maybe put together, my Glock 23 and my Mossberg Maverick 88 were around $700. So maybe $100 at most more than what I spent on my AR-15. So keep in mind, I bought this used. So with that being said, while none of what I am using for self-defense is super high-end or super expensive or anything along those lines, it is extremely reliable, and that's one of the things I go for first. Now, here's another thing a lot of people do not like to think about, and it sucks to think about because we live in America where the Second Amendment is the amendment that protects all the others. So why this happens is beyond me, but whatever. If you have to use any of your guns in a self-defense situation, there is a possibility that you will be arrested. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be charged with anything or you're going to have to go to court or any of that. What it more likely than not means that you're going to be arrested while they do the investigation, which is complete and utter bullshit. And then if they found that you did a clear-cut self-defense situation, you're not going to get charged. However, if they don't find it clear-cut, you will get charged, which means that there's a possibility of your gun now becoming evidence, which means that it will take all hell to get back. It will take all hell to get it back if you ever do at all. All right, because sometimes they just destroy the evidence in the evidence locker after a certain amount of time. So, with that being said, I'm kind of happy that I'm not sitting here running, staccatos, for example, as like my staccato P is like my home defense pistol, or fucking Pinelli M4 is my home defense shotgun. While those are great guns, and I'm sure they would do the job phenomenally, how much more would that hurt me to lose $5,000 with losing 2 guns to the police? They're not going to use my guns. They're not going to. It's evidence. You see what I mean? Now, do I have any form of actual kit, like, any form of helmet or vest or plates, anything along those lines, plate carrier? No, I do not at the moment. I do plan on changing that soon. However, there are a couple of things I also do plan on changing to the guns I have for my home defense. Now, for example, I may no longer actually keep it as the Glock 23. I have not decided yet myself. That really is just depending on what's going on here. Got a lot of hair on this. Sorry about that. There we are. But it just depends on what I have going on here for the next couple of gun reviews that I'm doing. I may change it up. Who knows? Haven't decided yet. I do plan on, if I do change it up, adding some form of red dot optic into the scheme here. That would be nice. Now, as far as my AR-15 goes, I plan on getting a vertical grip on here. Probably going to be a Magpul one. I'm going to get a Sig Romeo 5 optic on here. Nice little red dot. And I know, I'm not a big fan of Sig either, especially with how they've handled everything with the P320s. And now, recently, some of their optics I've been hearing are going to complete and utter shit. However, the Sig Romeo 5 is a pretty damn good optic from what I have found and all the research I have done on it. Not to mention I've had a little bit of experience with it. So, plan on getting that on here. I'm planning on adding I believe it's called a ProTac light set. I'm going to get that from PSA as well, test that out, see if that's, a good light or not. I've heard some pretty good reviews on it from the research I've found as well. Let me see here. I think that's about it. Maybe, sometime in the future, I might look for adding a magnifier on. Who knows? But for the time being, I think I would just stick with the Romeo 5 red dot. I think that's about it for as far as upgrades I would add to this AR right here, because I do plan on getting more in the future. As far as my shotgun goes, I would probably just, would just add, a light on here somewhere, and then maybe, one of those little extra sleeves right here, so I can just put extra 5 or 6 rounds in it. Nothing super special, just make to where I can have more ammo on me than before. I mean, even though I will say 7+1 is a great capacity for a 12 gauge shotgun, especially for the size this is. I believe this is either a 18-inch or 20-inch barrel. I can't remember which. So, long story short is this going to be my home defense setup forever? No, I do plan on adding things, taking things away, changing things around. I like guns. That's what I do. Sometimes I, change up what I carry. Who knows? I might even make a video going into what I carry and everything along those lines. But with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. As I said before, I don't want my camera to die on y'all. So y'all go ahead and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And if you think that this home defense setup is pretty decent, especially considering I did not drop a lot of money on this for what is, for the realm of guns, I did not drop a lot of money on this at all. All right? Go ahead and make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.